This is Matches for Pro Boxing Fans. I'm delighted to be joined today by Johnny Nelson. Johnny, we're here for Usyk Dubois Fight Week. How are you feeling?
I'm good. It's just started. There's some summer rain outside, so it's pretty cool. I've got my Hugh Hefner dressing gown on, so we're all right, man. We're all right.
Brilliant. I wanted to take it back to start off with March 27th, 1999. You're about to fight Carl Thompson. You're going to probably the biggest fight of your career at the time. What were your emotions, and how can that compare, do you think, maybe to how Dubois might be feeling right now?
My emotions, remember, that was my third attempt at a world title, so it was do or die. My emotions were no matter what, I'm coming out a winner here. So it was pure belief, pure self-confidence, something that I knew was different than before, that I couldn't see me losing. I just thought I've ticked every box. Confidence was up physically, mentally, emotionally. I was there. I think Daniel Dubois, he needs to be in that position too, and he needs to grasp at any straw of success that can come to him. He's got to think about he's got to think the positives. He had Dubois, he had Usyk down, so he's got to think, right, I had him down, so if I've done it once, I can do it again. I've done this and this since I boxed him. I've gotten better mentally, physically, in regards to being a fighter. I'm emotionally more mature. So he's got to draw on all the positives to block out actually getting stopped by Usyk. He's got to blur that out and think, right, I'm not the guy I was before. And he's also got to try and be a bit ignorant when looking at Usyk, because every time Usyk boxes somebody once, he beats him better the second time round. So Daniel's got to put himself into we put blinkers on. He's got to think, right, no matter what, this is what I can do. And he's going to go in there with 110% confidence. And he's going to need it. He's going to need it at points in the fight when you get to about 5 or 6 rounds, when you're gassed a little bit, he's still getting peppered, he's still getting popped, he's still missing his shots. That's where that need is going to come into play.
Definitely. And like you say, you mentioned how he needs to believe that he's a different fighter, he's a different man now. Do you believe that? And what do you think Dubois' key to victory is? Is it the power, like you say, about the low blow that happened? But obviously he did hurt him in that first fight. What is Dubois' key to victory?
I do believe that's his key to victory, that power. I don't think technically he's better than Usyk or smarter than Usyk. It's the power. And you saw when he hit AJ, once he got him going. And so that power, has come, all of a sudden come together. So he's got to, the two people that have given him Usyk a hard time, and one of them was Derek Chisora. And even though Derek lost, Derek didn't give him space to breathe. He just took the pace away from him. And Dubois is a younger fighter. Dubois is the experienced fighter. He's experienced failure. He's experienced losing as a professional. But he also had a bit of success in that fight. So he's got to use his youth, his power, his pace. If he takes the pace away from Usyk, then you've got to say, right, I've got to give him a chance. Take the pace away from him. Take the pace, add it with your power, and that will get you the win. Pace and power. If he stands off him, tries to outsmart him like your Furies did and the AJs did in the second fight, he needs to put it on him, but use his pace. He's 27 years old, so he has more pace. He'll have more consistent pace than Usyk will be.
Definitely. Now, I know there's a lot of questions about Daniel Dubois, and I imagine a lot of them will be answered on Saturday night. But I was wondering, like Dubois is probably at the peak of his career right now. Where do you think a Daniel Dubois right now maybe stacks up against maybe an AJ a few years ago, a Fury? Is he up there with them guys?
Well, Daniel Dubois is still young, considerably young as a heavyweight. Most heavyweights, they say they start to mature when they get to 30 plus. But Daniel Dubois' style suits a young man. You saw that with Sonny Liston. You saw that with Mike Tyson. You saw that with, Floyd Patterson. When that style suits the young athleticism you have as a young man. So Daniel's style will suit him as a young man. It won't suit him as when he gets into his mid 30s, like Usyk is. So how would you compare him? Well, comparing the best of Daniel Dubois against the best of Anthony Joshua, on his day, I'd pick Anthony Joshua. And that we saw Anthony Joshua get in there with Daniel Dubois. Anthony Joshua was over the wrong side of the hill, but he'd done everything. He ticked every single box. So it's kind of taking the victory away from Daniel instead of giving the credit where credit was due. But practically, we'd seen Anthony Joshua's start to slide a little bit through previous performances, and his performance on that night, to me, were not Anthony Joshua. Vintage Anthony Joshua, and anybody watching that will say. And so, how would he do against a vintage Anthony Joshua? I believe a vintage Anthony Joshua would have got the win over him. But timing is everything. So it's like making fantasy fights. It's not really fair, but that's just how it is. And timing was right for Daniel. He got AJ at the right time, right audience with the right eyes on it. So you've got to give it to him.
Definitely. Now, for Oleksandr Usyk, I think he's been undoubtedly the best heavyweight of the past few years. He's 38 now. Is this the best time to fight Oleksandr Usyk, do you believe? As he gets older and older, is this the best time?
Yes, and that's why Usyk's got to. He has spoken about walking away from our game, because now he's got to pick wisely, because he might get in there with somebody that's not got as much experience under his belt than Usyk, but he has the youth. With youth comes pace, ambition, and everything else. So Usyk, he's no fool, he's milking it while he can.
Definitely. Now, while I've got you, Johnny, I have to ask another man that returns this week, and we're speaking about age, Manny Pacquiao. He's 46 years old. What do you make of that, and how do you feel about him returning?
I'm surprised, if I'm honest with you. Manny Pacquiao returning. I think it's a financial, must be a massive financial carrot there for him to do it. Look, I'm 58. I still think I can fight but I can't. Manny Pacquiao has much more experience than anybody else out there, but he doesn't have the pace. He doesn't have he hasn't got age on his side. So I suppose it's like getting one of those old school footballers, got a bit of a big belly around him, and then when the young boys come around him, they'll be able to, have all the tricks and all the knowledge and all the wisdom to fox it around the youngsters. But once those young boys start to take the pace away and make him use his legs, that's where the age shows, and that's going to happen with Manny Pacquiao. If you're in front of him, then he'll drill, he'll throw the shots, but it's how he can do 3 minutes, how much fighting he can do over 3 minutes. And when you're older, believe me, he cannot fight at the same pace he did over 3 minutes. And he knows that. And anybody in his circle knows that. So he's got to be smart with the time and how he manages his timing.
Yeah, definitely. And I believe Anthony Joshua, I saw you saying in an interview, maybe suggesting he is over the hill, and maybe for him to walk away and retire now. Him and Tyson Fury have now confirmed their comebacks. Neither have an opponent announced. Is it just they fight each other or nothing else? Is that all you're interested in for them two guys? Or
I'm always interested in any fight they're in. Of course, the fight we'd want is them two against each other. But now, it sounds a bit brutal, but it's a cash grab. You're cash grabbed by two millionaires and thinking, well, this is business now. So I'm going to make as much money as I can out of this. So unless it's each other, unless it's AJ saying, I want Dubois again because he's the guy that turned me over. Unless Tyson Fury actually does get in with Usyk again, what's the point in fighting anybody else? It tells me it's a cash grab.
Yeah, definitely, Johnny. Well, thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate it.